We are nearly halfway through the year 2023, and things are starting to feel like they're going off the rails in more ways than one. Certain political factions and families are showing their true colors in the worst ways possible. Hollywood is currently on strike because of underpaid writers, and people are getting really tired of being trampled on by those in power and wealth, and being told that they have to think a certain way to appeal to everyone. For the LGBTQ+ community, they're still fighting for their lives to try and have normal existences, and people like Joe Rogan aren't making it easy for them. We'll break it down for you.
But first, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video.
Number 4, blasting the woke campaigns.
To like have people pay to put Coca-Cola on. And
right, because they need to make money however they can, because now they're in competition with Amazon and with Netflix.
They're going to come to you with Bud Light.
There you go.
You guys can fix Bud Light.
Recently, Joe Rogan blasted Bud Light in Target, saying many Americans have decided they've had enough. With the massive companies facing public backlash for engaging in woke messaging, Rogan's guest, stand-up comedian Theo Von, proposed an app that could show customers of a business where they put their political money.
Target lost billions of dollars because they tried to have this pride selection.
Oh yeah, gay mannequins.
Yeah, they had all these like pride children's shirts and
Gay children. Yeah,
and then
Sorry.
obviously the Bud Light thing with Dylan Mulvaney. They've lost $20+ billion.
A little of that is going on right now with the woke stuff. Rogan responded. Target lost billions of dollars because they tried to have this pride section. Yeah, and obviously the Bud Light thing with Dylan Mulvaney, they've lost $20+ billion, Rogan added. Can you imagine you're just gonna send a can to a confused person that day 365 of womanhood, and you send that person a can with their face on it and your company loses $20 billion, Rogan said? That is wild stuff, man.
You imagine you just gonna send a fucking can to some confused person that day 365 of womanhood, and you send that person a fucking can with their face on, and your company loses $20 billion.
So we're seeing that now where we never saw that before, when people are going enough, stop shoving this down everyone's throat, Rogan observed. He went on to suggest that much of the far-left messaging today from major corporations like Target has gone beyond the pale for society.
That is wild, man. So we're seeing that now,
Yeah.
where we never saw that before, where people are going, enough.
Right.
Enough. Stop shoving this down everybody's throat. When I go to Target, I don't want to see, like,
Yeah.
tuck pants where like they're designed to help you tuck your dick. Like, hey, that's not normal. And I don't want that right in front of everybody.
When I go to Targets, I don't want to see, like, tuck pants. Like, they're designed to help you tuck your... Rogan said, hey, that's not normal. I don't want that right in front of everybody. It's weird. He added that the vanguard of the transgender movement is pushing ideology in a way that resembles religious conquest. There's a lot of real weirdness with this group of people that is trying to change the way people view sexuality and gender, he said. They're proselytizing.
I saw a new one today. Did you see the Miller Lite one today?
Yeah, like, does no one learn? Does no one learn?
I mean, and they were taking all those ads that we loved from the 80s, and they were just putting them in shredders. Like, that was their campaign today. I saw it this morning.
So stupid.
I mean, I don't know. But once again,
like, there's something wrong. Also, there's something wrong with women wearing bikinis. Those women wear bikinis because they look great.
So yeah, he said all those things, and it's not only hard to hear. It's a perfect example of how people like Joe Rogan are trying to alter what's really happening here to suit their own narratives. Number 3, pride.
They like to look great. They take photos of them looking great. The girls see those photos of them in bikinis. They get excited. Look, I look great. People buy it. Wow, she looks great. It's not bad to look great. It's just like it's not bad for a guy to have his shirt off. If Chris Pratt has his shirt off and he's looking ripped, it's not objectifying. I mean, I guess it is, but it's not negative.
Yes, it is true that Bud Light and Target have lost billions recently due to their support of the LGBTQ+ community. However, it wasn't in an attempt to do woke messaging or to pushing far-left ideologies. They were simply trying to, wait for it, appeal to everyone.
It's not
It's
negative.
selling movie tickets right there.
That ad is so weird.
Isn't it strange?
You want to watch it? Let's watch it. Let's watch it just so we can goof on it.
Oh boy, here we go. I couldn't believe it this morning.
They don't learn. No one learns.
Well, it's just in general, I think. It's kind of those taking lessons from the past and applying them going forward as wisdom.
How about lessons from a week ago?
I know.
Everyone, not just straight people, LGBTQ plus people. And what Joe failed to mention in his podcast was the true nature of the Bud Light cross promotion with the LGBTQ plus community. Do you remember what it was? Given the loud backlash from the far right side of the spectrum, it's understandable if it got lost in the noise. It had to do with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who did a social media campaign promoting Bud Light for March Madness. It happened to feature their face on one of the bottles, and that's it. The contest, if you're curious, was for $15,000 and had nothing to do with the LGBTQ plus community. But because they used a transgender person to promote the contest, suddenly Bud Light was woke and people started to bash it. That included people like Celebrity Kid Rock, who decided the best way to show his frustration was to buy Bud Light and then destroy it with an assault rifle. Do we need to explain how stupid that is? We really hope not. To make matters worse, the company behind Bud Light made a statement that highlighted how quickly they were to capitulate to the people who stopped at buying their brand. "We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people," CEO Brendan Whitworth wrote in a statement. "Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to consumers across our nation." The problem with that statement is that the LGBTQ plus community is a part of that nation that you're trying to sell beers to. And by stopping this campaign because of their opposition, you're essentially saying, you can have a beer LGBTQ plus community, but just make sure you don't show your face with our brand in places where people can recognize you. As for Target, they were caught removing some items from its stores and making other changes to its LGBTQ plus merchandise nationwide, ahead of Pride Month after intense backlash from some consumers, who confronted workers and tipped over displays. Since introducing this year's collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work, Target said in a statement. Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. Target said the customers knocked down pride displays at some stores, angrily approached workers, and posted threatening videos on social media from inside the stores. So just to be clear, Target put up clothes and other items to appeal to this community, and the anti-LGBTQ plus community came in and made threats, destroyed property, and caused a general disturbance. And yet it's the LGBTQ plus community that got punished? How exactly is that fair? Also, as many people are pointing out online, the definition of woke is alert to racial prejudice and discrimination, or aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues. You know, like the plights of the LGBTQ plus community. However, many institutions are trying to turn woke into a dirty word. When we were making this video, we typed in woke definition to Google and found not one, not two, not three, but 4 different sponsored links that highlighted the incorrect definition of woke, including one that said wokeism is a cruel cult. Hint, they're not. And companies aren't trying to push a woke agenda just by putting pride-themed content in their stores. They're doing what pretty much all stores and companies are doing by expanding their content so they appeal to all customers. And if you have a problem with that, you simply don't go to their sections and buy the stuff. And if you're wondering why now is the best time to do these things, it's because while the LGBTQ plus community do have rights, those rights are getting smaller and smaller. Number 2, political put-down. There are close to 500 anti-LGBTQ plus bills that have gone through before state legislatures since the start of this year, an unprecedented number, according to the American Civil Liberties Union. Those efforts focus on health, particularly gender-affirming healthcare for transgender youth, and education. State legislatures are pushing to prevent discussions in school regarding sexuality and gender identity. And that says nothing of everything that the state of Florida is trying to do by enforcing their Don't Say Gay bill, and trying to take out any book that they feel will affect children with what they consider not appropriate thoughts or stories. Yeah, because banning books is totally something a rational nation would do, and is totally not a mimic of what a dictatorship did in the past. This should be the time when companies like Bud Light and Target are standing strong and saying that they're truly here for everyone. But instead they're shirking because they're losing money, which means that any company that supports the LGBTQ plus community will likely fold because most of them worry about money more than anything else. Number 1, repeating themes. As for Joe Rogan, this is hardly the first time he's done something like this. He's used his platform to bash the transgender community several times and has tried to say that the vaccine for COVID, which by the way has potentially saved billions of lives, was not good for you and that you shouldn't use it. Why? Because he simply felt that way. And because many far-right people like Joe's podcast and many other people simply like Joe Rogan, they'll take his words as gospel, which puts this community in even more danger. Finally, no, the nation hasn't had enough of woke messaging. The only ones who have had enough are the ones that don't like that messaging for discriminatory reasons, and reasons fueled by hate. Aren't those the kinds of people you're supposed to ignore and educate? And there you have it, everyone, a look at how Joe Rogan is using his platform to incite hate, when he could be using it to inspire unity. Are you not surprised by his actions? Do you wish he would see the light and start trying to view everyone equally? Or do you think that there are more rants like this coming in the future? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time on the channel.